Welcome back to Beyond Diamond Podcast. Astros up 1-0 on the season. Journey starts here.
1-0. 1-0. Can't go 162-0 without going 1-0 first.
170.
Can't go 176-0 without going 1-0.
I think it's 171. That's the
Can't go 171-0 without starting 1-0. It was great. It was a great day.
Actually did that. That just would be.
It was
great day.
It was a great day. Great vibes. The stadium had palpable energy. You had the Christian Walker debut, the Isaac Paredes debut. You had the Cam Smith debut. You had Jose Altuve in left field debut. And I missed anyone? Oh, Brendan Rodgers wearing number 1 debut.
Yeah.
And like everyone predicted, Jake Myers with the first RBI stake of the year.
Like everyone predicted, the guy who had one of the better games.
The agenda is agenda-ing. But no, it was a great time. Like I can't get over. Like shout out to everyone that was there at the games. The energy was like a playoff game. The standing ovation for Altuve coming out to left field was awesome.
Yeah.
Cam Smith, kind of first at bat, first pitch he sees, knock, gets it out of the way. Like all of a sudden, like the vibes are off to a good start. And
yeah, shout out to Astros fans yesterday. Yeah, they were on it. They knew the storylines. They were
dialed. Everyone was dialed
in on what was going on. I was a little frustrated with there was a section that was trying to start the wave while Brian Abreu had like the bases loaded in the 8th inning. I'm like, now's not the time. What are we doing?
Bases loaded, 2 outs, trying to start the wave.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Have some wherewithal. But it kind of a let up too. And if you didn't see it, we dropped their new shirt. We sold out at Kobo's. It was great. We'll have more on Sunday. If you didn't get any in person, we'll have some Sunday, and then also some other designs that we're dropping online as well. So make sure you guys stay tapped in for that. But jumping in the game, Framber Valdez, contract year, Framber Valdez, dominant.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly what you want from Framber. Just a quiet 7-inning shutout ball.
I think for the very first time, he looked very freaking mature. He looked like the moment wasn't too big.
He looked like an ace.
He looked like a damn ace. And you know what? That looks like someone you can give $200 million to. Not the Houston Astros, but that's some team that's going to give him $200 million. Shout out to Sinclair. I saw Sinclair. We had like the meme over on Always Sunny where we're both staring at each other across the section.
We had that at the end too.
That fucking y'all section and
shout out
moms.
And because of that, shout out Annie's mom, Texas. She helped us out. Got us hooked up in some seats.
I didn't get to go see her. So
yeah, that's good. But she says, "Don't allow that business in my section. I'll threaten them." Which is that's how everybody should run their sections.
Yeah.
If it's the 8th inning and somebody's starting to wave, the ushers should come down and say, "Hey,
crazy,
stop it,
crazy." We'll jump in the game. But kind of give me on if you're over on Instagram, over on YouTube or whatever platform, Twitter, whatever vibes you think coming out of opening day. It's, a total 180 from last year where you had. It was almost poetic. Hader versus Soto in a moment where he could tie the game or take the lead. And last year, Soto won. This year, Hader won. So we'll jump in the back end bullpen stress a little bit, but I gotta pull up Framber's line. 7 innings.
Framber, your MVP of the day. It's got to be right.
Yeah, probably maybe early candidate for MVP of the week. Wow. 7 innings.
Dog of the week already.
0 earned, 4 punchies, 2 walks. Pitched out some trouble, had some good defense. Paredes played some very, very good defense. Jeremy Pena played some very, very, very good defense. I think Yainer Diaz looks very comfortable behind the plate. I know he had kind of got a little lazy in the 8th and had that ball skip away from him a little bit. But, man, it was just good to see. And we always say it on the show. We say it on all our content. The ball will always find you.
Yeah. As soon as
first inning.
Yeah, first inning.
Runners on, line drive to left center field.
Right in between Jake and Altuve. The moment you predicted, everybody gasped.
Everyone gasped. Everyone held their breath.
I was behind the coffer boxes, just standing room. And so we couldn't see it. But I just felt the whole stadium go. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? And everybody cheered. I was like, okay, all right, we're good. We're good.
It's so funny because Jake was camped and you just see little 27 just cut him off. A little jump, makes a catch, makes a play.
Everything went great this time.
Yeah, I mean, Cam kind of had a rough ball out in right field that he came in but made a play. I'll take that. No hesitation. Go out and try to make a play anytime. You know, those are 50-50 balls. But
when you have 30 feet per second elite speed, I mean, he's
a freak.
You can have bad reads.
He's a legitimate freak. Pretty cool. We ran into his agent and his people before the game, which was sick. So hopefully we can do something with him soon. But yeah, I think what Junior's saying, the energy was insane. The building, I think they were dialed in. I think you had everyone of the 42,000 people there. They were dialed in, knew kind of what it wasn't like a corporate schmo feel to it. It was like, hey, ball knowers.
We have a vibe of ball knowers.
We had ball knowers.
Some wherewithal in the crowd.
Except
for the people trying to start the wave.
Yeah, except
I think a lot of that is the fact that there's so many fresh faces. I think as time goes on, that's probably going to change as people eventually, for some reason, Paredes will have a bad game on a day that they go to the game in the middle of the year, and then now they hate Paredes and I feel like that's how it got with even like Bregman and some of the guys that most people love. It's like you get used to somebody. And
you kind of just.
But like now you have all these fresh new faces, new romances on the team, and everybody's excited.
Between you and Garrett with this whole romancing thing, but yeah, I get it. I also think the other side too is you had the new faces, right? You had your Paredes, Walker, Rogers. I mean, you had a whole damn new infield besides Jeremy and Yiner behind the dish, but. Yeah. Walker was hitting the shit out of the baseball. I'm trying to pull up his savant numbers. I think all of them were over 100 miles an hour. He had kind of a tough day in the office just because he hit the hell out of the baseball.
That. I saw Chandler tweet that.
Christian, so the top 5 exit velocity yesterday in the game. Christian Walker top at a 111.4. Christian Walker in the 2 spot at 111. Juan Soto 110.4. Damn, he hit that sinker 110.4 off the bat. Yiner Diaz 109.7 and Vientos 105.7.
That'll play.
That plays.
Yeah.
That's you take that velocity.
Did we trade Tucker's bad luck for Walker?
I don't want to put that on him so far. I think the cool thing that we saw with Walker though, and that oblique was healthy last night.
He looked fine, yeah.
Anytime you're making outs at 111 miles per hour,
you're not holding anything back.
Yeah, you're good. Also, shout out to Dana Brown. We talked about it, and I think one of the biggest things that was kind of when you talked about the Tucker trade and you talked about everything else. Obviously, Cam took a lot of that, but Paredes in the 2-hole is gonna. And I said it on the positional podcast episodes we did. I think it's totally going to elevate Yordan Alvarez to another stratosphere we haven't seen. When is the last time a guy in front of Yordan Alvarez saw 20-plus pitches in a game?
Mm-hmm.
I would go out on a limb and say maybe none ever.
Yeah. I mean, when Bregman was like hitting a 2-hole before him in like 22, maybe when he had whichever year it was where he walked more than he struck out. I think that's probably the closest, and you saw how successful that was when that was working that way.
And the other side too, the Houston Astros have done something that I've been missing since probably 22, is they made Clay Holmes and the Mets pitching staff work. Mm-hmm. Last year we just saw time and time again, right? It was just like, all right, the starters. Third time through the rotation in the 6th inning, third time through the rotation in the 7th inning. And you're just like, man, this guy's just mowing the Astros down.
An 8-pitch inning and then a 10-pitch inning, and all of a sudden He's in the other starters in the 7th at 80 pitches. It's like,
yeah, I mean, and this is kind of where you see it, right? Framber Valdez threw 90 pitches and went 7 strong. Clay Holmes threw 89 pitches and went 4 2/3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the tail of the tape right there.
That's the old Astros. That's the Astros that won them World Series.
Be a tough out. And it's funny to see kind of the narrative starting to change online with all the baseball media people. Like, oh, man, this Astros team actually looks pretty good. Like, I wasn't expecting this, blah, 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 XYZ. Well, yeah, it's obviously not Alex Bregman or Kyle Tucker or all these different people that you expect over the years, but Walker stepped right up. Paredes stepped right up. Rogers worked a walk in that first inning to make the bases. Or excuse me, yeah, Rogers did to make the bases loaded for Jake Myers.
That was a good at bat.
Yeah, it was a great at bat. Cam Smith was hustling down the line, making Lindor make plays. So all in all, you can't ask for a better start. A 3-1 win. A little shaky on the back end. But if you tell me that Framber goes 7, Abreu goes 1, and Hader goes 1, and you win the ball game, I'll take it.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me this.
You don't have to tell me it was 75 balls thrown to 15 strikes between the two in the 8th and 9th. But
hey, I'll take some like early season growing pains, but still getting the W.
Yeah,
I'll take that every time because that could have gone worse. And obviously, if that's something that persists over this first month, they continue to have those struggles, then I'm going to be like, okay, what is there something that can be changed? But for now, it's just I just chalk that up to first game of the season, coming out of the bullpen, close game against a pretty good Mets lineup.
Yeah, a ton of energy, a ton of adrenaline. Also, I'll put my hand up first. I don't know if anyone else wants to put their hand up as well. I totally thought Juan Soto was sending one to Main Street. That moment, like somehow Juan Soto got up. Like it's like somehow Juan Soto returns.
We were yelling.
We were telling him to walk.
You were in like 106.
I was 106.
We were in the Crawford boxes, and we were yelling at each other from across. Everybody else was just kind of hanging out, and we were like, I was screaming
to put.
Why are we pitching this guy
the tying run on second base? I was like, go get Alonso.
That's how hurt we are by Soto.
That's how good Juan.
Yeah, that's how good he is. But yeah, I fully did not. I mean, that was one of the worst swings
I've ever seen from Juan Soto.
Yeah, you could probably say that was a top 10 worst swing from Juan Soto in his career.
Yeah, I mean, you never see Juan Soto take a sword. I was talking to Paul when we had our pregame at Cobos before, and I was like, Juan Soto is probably a tier below like Barry Bonds in my head with just a natural pure hitter where you don't get him out. Yeah. He gets himself out.
He could have like a 550 on base percentage.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I would see that and be like, oh yeah.
We went 1-3 yesterday with 2 walks, and I think that it's good to see that he didn't hit a tank at Dyken Park. Maybe he just needed a change of the name to make sure that Juan Soto doesn't hit home runs. So
he's only one.
I'm saying that right now. He's going yak tonight, but
yeah.
Framber didn't settle in until around the 4th inning. Let's give Abreu and Hader a few innings to settle in. Oh, for sure. I'm not stressed about Abreu and Hader at all. I think there'll be elite. I'm set up an elite closer.
I'm a little worried about tonight.
You're exposed a bit tonight because you got to think both are down. You have to think after those many pitches, Abreu and Hader are out, Ort's out, Whitley's out. So Rafael Montero, you are closing tonight's game.
Or Taylor Scott.
Yeah,
no, I think you need
go hang 10.
You need minimum 6 strong from Hunter, and you need more runs today. You need it. It needs to be like a 4 or 5 run
on Instagram
buffer. What's up?
We froze over on Instagram.
Oh, we did. That might just be for us.
But yeah, you need Hunter to go get you 6 innings, hell or high water. I think by doing that, you set yourself up for a chance to win. And so I think the as long as this kind of approach offensively we see all year, it's going to be a long, stressful year for a lot of opposing teams. Obviously it's the first game of the year. The Astros are 1/7 of the way to matching their win total of the first 49 games last year. So pumped about that. Hopefully they can extend it. And tonight you have who's pitching for the Mets tonight?
Miguel.
So a guy that we've seen about 75 times in the last month due to playing the Mets 17 times in spring training against Hunter Brown. I think one of the other sides of going into tonight is, hey, go take the series. You have an opportunity. You have your emerging ace to be a guy that I've said he's going to win a Cy Young.
The Golden
Child win the series.
Going out there today. We've been talking him up all offseason.
Yeah, I'm waiting to just have absolute egg on my face. But I think the other side too, when you have Hunter Brown going tonight, obviously you don't have the A team or B team in the pen, but it's going to be fun to see these guys go out and take series. I want to see that kind of mentality of like, hey, like it's all gas, no brakes. Let's go. Let's not just wait for the win on Saturday. Let's go wrap the series up tonight. I think the stadium should be bumping. You have the night games on Apple TV. I don't mind the Apple TV broadcast. I will enjoy their work.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could have the Apple TV visuals with Todd and Blummer, but I hate it. I'm probably different from a lot of people. Everybody gets kind of mad about national broadcasts. As a kid growing up, I would be so hyped for the Astros to be on Sunday Night Baseball, whatever, because I want to hear
other perspectives.
I want to hear these other perspectives on our guys. Like I want to hear, like I'd love to hear when like Joe Morgan would talk about, Lance Berkman and stuff. I'd be like, oh yeah, like these are what other people think of our team. Like I'm loving to hear their perspective on it. I still have that a little bit. Like obviously, like I can't stand AJ Pierzynski. Yeah, cannot stand him. And there's a couple of guys like that where I'm like, all right, I don't need to see them talk about my team again. But when it's a fresher, like a broadcast booth that you don't see very often, I'm interested. I might turn it off by the 6th or mute it, by the 6th.
Put the radio on.
Put the radio on. But I'm interested to check it out. I do wish it wasn't the second game of the season.
Yeah, no. Well, game 3 tomorrow's a Fox game.
Yeah,
we have back-to-back national games.
I was at the game yesterday, so I didn't get to hear TK. I won't be able to have a normal game until next week. But I want to bring on our guy, Mr. Cush.
Okay.
I want to get his perspective on opening day, and then I'll tag back in just a minute.
What's up, Cushy?
What up?
Where were you? Let everyone know, where were you sitting? Where were you watching the game at? And the ice box, juice box, whatever it was?
I was at the center field bar. It was packed as hell up there.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was packed as hell, but it was always a good time up there, man.
But so from your perspective going into the season, kind of give us your thoughts and rundown of all the changes, one, but two, all the new faces, and kind of where you going at opening day, what were your expectations, and then coming out of the game, kind of where do you think those expectations were they met? Obviously it's early, but give some vibes.
Yeah, so like especially like during the offseason, right? When we didn't know if Bregman was coming back. And then we made the trade to the Cubs, traded Tucker away, got whoever we got back. There was like a lot of uncertainty to me. And like I'm not going to say that I thought, we're just going to lose the division and it was just going to be a bad year, but there's a lot of uncertainty. So, like in my mind, I didn't think we're going to be like a dominant team. But, after watching the Astros yesterday, it kind of lifted my spirits up a little bit. You know what I mean? And the thing that really excites me is Cam Smith, man.
Oh man,
he stepped the moment he stepped into that box, he delivered, and it's just a great way to start his career as an Astro.
I also don't think the moment was too big for Cam Smith, and I get it. Like it's a whirlwind of emotions. You make camp. Your parents are there. You have that video, all that stuff. The adrenaline of just playing in the show. Your very first game in the big leagues. But the moment was never big. The moment from Jump Street was like, hey, he's gonna play, and you kind of saw it. I mean, and he kind of brought some energy. He brought some stuff that has been missing. And so, from center field for y'all, the fan experience was loud. They were locked in, etc.
It was loud. It was packed up there. Like you guys said earlier, it was almost like a playoff game, man. That's the type of environment it was.
It did feel like it. It really did. I shout out to everyone that went to the game. Like everyone was locked in. I know opening day, like everyone is amped for that, but it was really a palpable energy from first pitch all the way through the end. Like the Jose Altuve standing ovation was awesome when he ran out to left field. Cam Smith standing O, Framber walking off the mound, stadium was rocking. People getting up for other than the wave, but for the Abreu and Hader strikeouts and outs, people were locked in. So, man, you got to give Houston fans almost an A+ for the fan experience yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I think what happened is like I said, there's, like you guys said, fresh faces, right? And uncertainty going into the season. And like for the past several years, like we've been on such like a consistent run that, not to say that the fans got bored of it,
it was a little complacency. I'll say it. There's a little complacency.
It's just the fact that we don't know what to expect out of these guys, like right now, kind of gets like the fan energy into it, right?
That's a really good point. I think something that we have to mention, one of my favorite at bats, and I'll get your opinion too on it. My favorite at bat was probably the Yainer Diaz single up the middle. He absolutely smoked it. Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the data on it. 109.7 off the bat for the RBI single.
It's a laser.
Right back at Clay Holmes. I think Paredes was going to get thrown out if they didn't cut the ball, but that was one of my favorite at bats. What about you?
I'm gonna say Cam Smith because
yeah,
it was just a great moment, not only for him, like his family, and just the fans in general. Like,
shout out to also the Astros social team. They had that clip. They had the camera on the family ready to rock. They had that clip out quickly. So yeah, you're going to the game tomorrow.
I'm going tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah.
Center field.
As always.
If you haven't, shout out to our boy. Actually, we had some cards signed, right?
Yeah.
At Cobos yesterday.
Yep.
For Jesus, we're gonna get those to his family. So shout out to him. And he's battling, and we're all here at Apollo praying for him and thinking about him. We missed him yesterday at center field on opening day.
Yeah, we did.
We'll see him soon though. But yeah, if you're at the game, go see Kush tomorrow in center field, because that's where Kush and the boys usually are.
That's where we're at.
One last thing before you go, Kush. Give us a prediction for Hunter Brown tonight.
Ooh.
Hunter Brown. Let's see.
Remember, you're sitting next to the guy who has plus 2,500 Cy Young.
I'm going to say he's going to go 7 strong. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Damn. That's a strong line. I'm going to go 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. I think it's going to be a high pitch count day where he gets 5. And you know what? You take it. You take the punches and you take the win. All right. Plus 2,500, Cy Young.
Thank you, Kush.
Yeah, Cushy.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm going to say 7 innings, 9 Ks, 2 runs. Astros win 7-3.
Interesting. Okay. I do think they have to get to McGill early and often and get in the bullpen again. I do think I'm going to go on a ledge. We see our friend of the program, Ryan Stanek, in the game tonight.
Yeah, I think that's probably a given there. Surprised they didn't use him last night.
Yeah. I thought they would go to him pretty early. But I also, Jeremy Pena, I want to talk about him.
I mean, the hops.
Bunnies.
Jesus.
Absolute bunnies at shortstop. That was to do that at his build, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and to do that and to that's a double. That's a stand-up double for Lindor to lead off the season.
The gap. What do you know what it was off the bat?
Ooh, I'll pull it up right now. I have it was 96.1 off the bat.
That's not hard. That's not a soft liner. That's
no. Then Juan Soto right behind him was 110 off the bat.
Yeah, it's a little tough start for Framber there.
Yeah, I forgot who. I think someone said it in the comments. It took him to like the fourth inning to get in his groove. But once Framber gets in that rocking chair, he's like, good night. So, JP, Ken over on IG. JP had some great base running.
Yeah.
Like JP, man, I'm good for him. I don't know what he's done this offseason. I know he's put his head down and got back to work. Not that he wasn't, but in this scope of like, hey, there's a lot of people departing. You have to elevate. Obviously, it's only game one, so, instant reactions to it. But he looks the part. And he takes that jump, man. I think that's another guy. I think the three guys that are at the top of my mind of getting contract extensions, it's Jeremy Pena, Yainer Diaz, and Hunter Brown. I hope they do that quickly because if the Astros are going to go where we want them to go as a fan base, those guys are leading the charge. And once again, the longer you wait, price of the brick goes up.
Yep.
So good for them. Hopefully they can press that issue and make it tough.
Yeah, and shout out to the bottom of the order in general. If they're not going to have the 300 batting average, all that kind of stuff, they're at least going to be athletic. Because you have Jeremy, you have Cam, both very fast, both very athletic. And then you have Brendan, who is athletic in his own right, Gold Glover. And you have Jake, who, at worst, he grounds out to that could be a double play, but he's fast enough to beat it out. It's not like where you had Maldonado, not to rag on Maldi, but like you had Maldi where if he grounded out, you're like, oh, that's a double play. Yeah. At the worst, we talked about Jake's bat and hoping that it comes around, and he went 2 for 4 yesterday.
And you saw the hustle. He beat out that fielder's choice to get that for like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like they at worst they have that athleticism to help, So you have this strong 1 through 5, and then you have a 6 through 9 that can scrap with the best of them, which is refreshing.
That's a very good point. Trying to go see what.
Oh, and also shout out to our guy Chaz McCormick.
Yeah,
team player
comes in, gets the guy over.
Comes in as a defense replacement, does his job, and then does what he's asked. Lays a bunt down, gets the guy over.
Yeah, that was big time. Absolute big time. That it hasn't gone his way, right? Like he's gonna fight his way to get back to getting starting reps. But when your number's called, like, hey, I'm gonna go play the best outfield I can do. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get the guy over, get him in. So, shout out to Chazzy on that. Andy had a good question.
Yeah.
Will we see the first Astros homer tonight? And if so, by who? Kush says Yainer. Andy says Seawalk. I'm gonna go with Yordan. I think him.
It's a pretty safe.
Yeah, choice. I think he's just gonna go safe.
I think we get 2 tonight.
Ooh, sassy.
I think we get a Paredes bomb in the Crawford boxes. And then I think we get a Pena home run.
Wow, a little Pena bomb. Joseph asked, do you worry that the Astros' luck of replacing all-stars with unknowns that worked out could make them overconfident to not sign Pena, Diaz, or Brown?
That's a good question.
It's a great question, but I'm going to say no because there's nothing in the cupboard behind it.
Yeah, you necessarily have a Pena.
Yeah, you knew about Pena. You knew about Diaz. You knew about Brown. There's not breaking news. There's not 3 of those guys in the farm waiting, There's a few guys that are going to be really good,
have potential, and they could be, but there's not sure things like Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown was like, you knew Hunter Brown was going to be good. It would have been wild if he wasn't.
The neighborhood of Hunter Brown was Spencer. Spencer's been up now, so there's not. I mean, you have
Colton Gordon,
the Gustos, the blue ball. Like you have those guys, but shoot, hopefully you catch fire again. But I don't think
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
The mentality you can see the mentality with the team is that they believe that they can do that. So if they, regard some of these prospects higher than we might, or there is a few years before we get to that point. So it's like, does Dana Brown think I can draft somebody this year? I can draft a shortstop this year that I think is going to be at Jamie Pena's level in 3-4 years. It's tough. I do think that's going to be their mentality, but it hasn't been just that. You got to keep in mind they did extend Bregman once. They've extended Altuve's whole career. They got Yordan. They did the right thing, I think, with Javier.
Yeah, just dumb luck.
It's tough.
Bad luck.
I think they did the right thing with McCullers. Same thing. I mean, you could argue his injury history before that, but I think he earned that contract. They have extended guys for the most part. They've been they've picked and chose who to do that with, but it's not like they're like an A's or something that just let all their homegrown talent leave.
I think the looming, I don't know if anyone knows, but after the 26th season, there's going to be a lockout. Like it's 100%. I don't like to speak in absolutes, but it definitely feels like an absolute that there's going to be a lockout.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they tried to fix with the recent CBA.
Yeah,
that I think did not. It was like a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Yeah. So I don't know how the economics. Someone way smarter will have to let us know how that works. I don't know if teams want to try to extend before that or wait till after the lockout happens. However long that lockout goes.
That's a really good point. Yeah. You're paying guys to just not play.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's why a lot of teams rushed to get down under the Lux tax. Like it was like a bunch of rats scurrying off a boat. Like it was just like why everyone across the league besides one team is doing that. So someone way smarter is going to have that conversation. Hopefully they jump in the comments and bring some light to that. But a great question or great statement over on Instagram. RS says, watching the lineup yesterday just felt refreshing. 1,000%. Pitch selection, staying patient stood out yesterday, especially in the bottom half of the order. It was one of the first times as just a baseball nut and psycho that I was like, yes, they are grinding at bats. And I told the guys when we were selling shirts over at Cobos for the pregame, I was like, if the Astros are saying who they are and what we've seen and the roster construction, Clay Holmes doesn't have to go 5 innings. Or they got to force Clay Holmes out.
Yeah.
And sure as hell,
89 pitches in the 5th.
89 pitches in 4 2/3. They knock him out of the game. We haven't seen that. We saw it time after time after time last year where a no-name pitcher or a number 3 or 4 for a staff was in the 7th inning at like 85 pitches. And you're just like,
so frustrating.
Golly, what are we doing? Yesterday, that lineup was an absolute grind. And I think that's when the Astros are the best. I think when you look at this golden age of the Astros, they're just pockets. You just couldn't. Yes, there's people you could circle like, hey, we can attack this guy, right? Yeah. That's just part of the game. But there was nothing over the last decade where you look at the best lineups of the Astros that you're like, oh, this left, right, left's tough, or this right, right's tough. This left is like, that's when the Astros are the best. And hopefully yesterday is a precursor to the season.
Yeah. Well, it's also like you mentioned the bottom of the order. That's everything. Because it's one thing if sure you're 1 through 4, 1 through 5 are tough outs, whatever. And then you cruise through the bottom of the order like it's nothing. The fact that Pena, Cam Smith, Rogers and Jake were all giving tough outs, tough at bats, working at least minimum like a 3-4 pitch at bat. That's everything. That's how you get a pitcher out of the game in the 5th inning.
And the other side is like, hey, we're on the base pass. We're gonna put some pressure on you guys. How many times have we seen last year like teams were just swiping bags, going first and third on us? Like it was just, and now hey, let's become the hunted, or become the hunter, not the hunted, and let's take that to them. So
Yeah.
I know it's game one. Hopefully they continue that throughout the year, because if they do, it's just such a positive sign.
Did anybody have a steal yesterday?
No.
Okay. I know there's
we
a
had
couple
like 15
attempted
singles.
Yeah.
We had like 15 singles. Could the lockout affect WBC? I think WBC's before.
Yeah, lockout would be after the 26th.
Yeah,
season.
after the December of 26 is.
And the WBC is spring
of
2026.
What's the doctor's second opinion on Luis Garcia?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Definitely concerned.
Oh, that's a good question from Ken over on IG. Would you run this lineup back, or somebody gets moved up or down? I think they're definitely going to be. I think Dubon's probably starting tonight.
Yeah. Dubon's going to be. Yeah.
That might be the only change. Maybe Chaz starts. Maybe they gave Cam that opening day and give him a day off to kind of get his feet wet.
He had a tank off McGill in spring training.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be starting every day. I think it's going to be like 4 out of 5 games.
I think you let the kid roll.
But
I think you let the kid go.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely think Dubon's starting. That might be the only change to the lineup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just Dubon in the 9-hole.
Yeah.
Everybody else probably stays the same.
And also everyone tuning in over on YouTube, Twitter, IG. Thank you guys if you got a shirt yesterday.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Awesome.
Thank you for everybody. A lot of people came, and we were sold out. Appreciate you coming. They are going live on Sunday.
Yeah,
this was our first batch of this limited drop. Yeah, we're gonna drop a new variant, and potentially pre-orders for batch 2 on Sunday as well. Yeah, we're really genuinely floored by how quickly we sold out, how much people loved the new shirt. So
I'll pull the curtains back. The curls were out, but the days before that I was pulling my hair out. There was a lot of gray. First time I had some gray hairs, so a lot of stress. So thank you for lowering my blood pressure. Jimmy says, how soon can we buy our World Series tickets? I'm locking in my ALCS tickets. I'll tell you that. This team's good. This team is good. They got, knock on wood, stay healthy.
And the AL is wide open. There's a couple really good teams. The Orioles offense looked just bonkers yesterday. The Red Sox look good. Yankees didn't look great. I mean, it's one game. It's one game. But like the AL in general, I think is pretty wide open. Any team you get on a run and you can try and get somewhere in the mid 90s. Like you might be a 1 seed, might be a 2 seed.
Yeah,
I don't think any team in the AL is winning 100 games this year.
It's pretty cliche, but I think whoever's hot at that rolling into October is going to be the team to beat. And obviously it's health, right? Like we've seen it as Astros fans. 2018, I think that team was just as good as that 19 team, and then they got hit by this plague of injuries.
Yeah.
22, you had almost pristine, perfect health. And a lot of times it's kind of,
unfortunately, that's
how the baseball rolls.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why there's so much parity in baseball. But Jimmy, I am locking in my ALCS tickets for sure.
When are we?
And shout out to since Jimmy's here, Astros Future. Sugarland Space Cowboys have their home opener today, and they're, I guess, going to also show off the championship they got last year.
Yeah,
the PCL. So
awesome.
Shout out to the farm.
Farm's winning. Everybody's winning. That's good. Good for everybody. RS says, I think if Jake shows up at the plate consistently, has good ABs, and puts the ball in play and does this thing on defense, he could be an MVP for us this year. I don't know if I would go as far as to say MVP, but
a catalyst. How about that?
Yeah, a catalyst it's a great, or the X factor like we were talking about the other day. If he can continue his defense and be anywhere in the range of like a 725 to 750 OPS, like that is one of the best center fielders in baseball. Because if you look at center fielders and outfielders in general in baseball right now, the position's kind of weak.
Yeah,
I'd say
there's not a lot of Mike Trouts anymore.
There's like a few superstars, and then there's
everyone else.
Yeah, then there's everybody. I mean, I think having a Gold Glove defensive center fielder with a at least average to above average bat is.
You take those.
Yeah, a lot of. I'm sure there'll still be Astros fans mad that he doesn't have an 800 OPS or whatever. But
that
would be great. Out of your 8 or 9 hole, that's amazing.
Shout out to Lauren. Actually, our guys are going to be everywhere tomorrow. People are going to be at the SaberCats. People are going to be at the Astros game.
Yep.
I'll be at the Houston Open. So it's kind of just ball's going to be
a lot
all
of things
over Saturday.
and then Roughnecks are starting this
Roughnecks
weekend.
is tonight.
A lot
tonight.
is
There's
happening
a lot
for Houston sports this weekend.
There's a lot in the city.
It's kind of crazy. I wish
also,
the weather was better.
Yeah, I was about to say we just need this weather.
If it was great weather this weekend, it might be one of the biggest
sports
weekends in Houston.
Yeah, non-playoff sports weekend.
Yeah, outside of like October when you have Texans, Rockets, and Astros going at the same time.
Yeah, it was a big sports weekend.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to the Astros game, head to the SaberCats game. If you're not can't make it the SaberCats game, go to the Houston Open. If you're not going to the Houston Open, go to the Roughnecks game tonight. Go to the Astros game. There's something to do in the city. City's alive. City's alive.
Some are saying
the city's alive. U of H tonight, 9.
Oh yeah, duh.
At like midnight, they're playing tip.
Is that when it is?
It's like not. Well, it's like
Is
listed 9. It's listed at 9:45 or 9:09. But if the other game backs up, it's going to push that game back. And
God,
I think Texas Tech won in overtime last night, like at 12:30.
Yeah,
I fell asleep. I missed the entire run.
Who'd they beat? They beat
Calipari and Arkansas.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So
that was like double OT or something. Catalyst definitely the better term. Yeah. Catalyst is Raleigh asked, when was y'all's new shirt available online? Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be putting out like a countdown to let y'all know what time exactly on Sunday. Probably in midday. We'll let you know that way. We have it is a limited drop that are available. So I want to make it very clear of like what time it's going live so you can quickly get in there to get it.
And if it sells out, we'll get some more. But
yeah, if it sells out,
as of now,
we will be putting up like probably a pre-order thing for the next batch. That way you can secure, at least you know that you got one.
Yes.
And then the next batch might take like 2 weeks for it to get to you, but you'll get it. Can we see the shirt? Kush, you mind grabbing one of the
Crawford
variant? I think it's in that blue bin outside. I think we have one. Sip, y'all.
Watcher from Santone. Nice.
9-10 tip for the Cougs.
9-10. Crazy.
Astros announced the lineup and deleted it.
Was Dubon in it? Did
they do it wrong? They announced it wrong. Just look at Chandler Rowe. I'm sure he tweeted
Chandler probably
the actual thing
on it.
Thank you, Kush. Thank you. Yeah, so this is a new shirt. We sold out yesterday. And then we have a limited amount that are available online. Very small amount. We were worried about the demand being low.
I was so stressed.
So we didn't order. We didn't make a whole lot for this first batch. We were worried we were going to be sitting on a bunch of shirts that didn't sell.
Also, one thing, this is from Sean Spalding. For the 5th straight season, the Houston Astros have the most international-born players on their MLB opening day roster with 16.
Oh, yeah.
This year, they're tied with the Padres.
Well.
Also, I think the Astros have won 11 of 13 opening days of the last 13.
Yes, that's I heard Todd Callis say that.
At this point, we didn't even just make it a city holiday, Like if you're winning 11 to 13 opening days,
people should be getting off work.
That's what they've been saying.
On a scale,
I may run for mayor just on that platform.
On a scale of 0 to call the mayor, how are we feeling about yesterday? I'm call the mayor. I'm loving it. I'm all about it until they give me a reason not to.
On a scale from 0 to call the mayor.
Maybe
maybe
I'm on like put one of those barriers on Louisiana Street.
Yeah, I put one protective barrier on Louisiana Street to start to block it off.
Yeah.
I'll tell you tonight, if Hunter Brown shoves,
the meter's gonna keep going. Maybe we should do a graphic.
Whitmire's gonna hate to see my number on his phone because I'm calling him.
I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna make a graphic of like a wide shot top down on Louisiana Street. And it's a meter, little barriers.
Oh, there we go.
Slowly, like blocking off the street is where we're at.
We should have a lockdown Louisiana Street meter. I love that.
Nice handoff, Kush. QB hands. Nice. Is there another color available? So for batch 2, not 100,000% confirmed because we were trying to work through because it's a screen printed, very custom design. I was working on it for like a month. to make sure like it can be
We
printed.
did a lot of R&D.
A lot of R&D, a lot of samples, a lot of bad samples. So we should be able
so
to
many
put
samples.
so many samples.
So many samples.
We should be able to put it on a black shirt. That's the other variant that should be coming out. That's not made yet, so that'll be part of batch 2 that you can pre-order for. I love it on a black shirt. You were wearing one of the samples yesterday at the game. I really love how it looks on a black shirt.
Thank you for saying I look good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you did. I'm wearing a black shirt right now. I like black shirts. We didn't have any more. You literally had the only one.
Nice.
Yeah, the only black sample we had.
Nice.
I missed that. Another comment here.
Hey, anyone that went to the game, did you see how outrageous the lines were for El Tiempo margaritas? Me and Sam, shout out Big City. Me and Sam we sat together at 106, and legitimately we walked by the El Tiempo line 3 times, and it was 5 stacked. And so we just went to Maven. Shout out to Maven. We got our drinks over there.
I walked past plenty of people holding them, and I was a little worried. Worried about people getting home.
Have we? I feel very much like the Safdie. What's his name? Safdie?
Benny Safdie.
When in Oppenheimer, he's like, until they build a bigger until there's a bigger El Tiempo margarita. I feel like we jumped the shark with the El Tiempo margarita. I mean, if you want to throw us a check, I'll shut up. But it just seems like the demand was outrageous. I was like, what is there?
I think just people like getting fucking blasted.
I think so too.
I think that's what it is. I think that's all. They're fucking jet fuel, apparently.
Yeah.
I think we could see Altuve going back to second and having 2 rookies in the corners. Dubon, Rogers won't produce as much as DeCenzo, in my opinion. I don't think Altuve goes back to second, but I do think we see DeCenzo soon. Did the lineup?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. I'm curious when he gets his first start. He's definitely going to get plenty of run, I feel. How much are the shirts? Shirts are $40. They are thick, very well made, and they should last a while. That's our big move with these shirts and everything we're doing, reworking all the merch, is quality. That's quality issuance. They got rid of the Marg line only upstairs. Oh, Marg only line upstairs. Oh, that's what it is. So they didn't have a margarita only line on the center field El Tiempo.
Oh,
which is stupid because so many people only get in line for the Margs, and then you just want a quesadilla and you're like, fucking stop, get out of the way.
Yeah.
To anyone looking for pizza, there isn't any for maybe a week. Oh, Papa John's left Papa John's left Daikin. I ate at Kobo's before the game. Oh my god, it was those quesadillas. Oh my god.
I had to do the whole walk around, do the mayor thing. I had this one quesadilla in my hand for like 45 minutes. And like I didn't get to eat it because I was busy talking. And then like I finally ate it and I ran back inside because we had some at the table and there's none left. I looked like a child that just told Santa Claus wasn't.
You should have told me to set some aside.
Yeah,
for you. I thought you ate it plenty, and I told Gabe. Gabe was staring at the last one. I was like, just fucking down.
Yeah.
No,
it's on me. It was on me for sure.
Ken has a good point. The Margs are why the crowd was so good yesterday.
It might be.
Everybody was lubricated and having a great time.
It was palpable from getting into the stadium. I mean, from the pregame to wherever you were. It was palpable energy. That's what you take. I mean, it's just, man. Watch the A's M's games. Never saw a lineup so cocky despite being so mad. That game.
That's such a good.
That game last night. Watching.
That was
a rock fight. They were just throwing rocks at each other. It was very primal. It was just. I mean, Arozarena got one, and like he let you know, and then I think Polanco got one to center.
I mean, I love a good competitive game, but like,
it was like two people just like the old-fashioned duel, but instead of flintlock pistols, you just had a like rock you skip, and you were just like throwing them at each other until someone died. It was just like, what are we doing here?
Let's get to some of these YouTube comments. At one point, did we decide on trading Framber? His performance was great last night, and if we want to be all in, I think we want to keep him for the postseason. I think that's a great point. I think there's like a spectrum where it's like either the Astros are so good and their pitching staff is so deep. Hunter's killing it. Arrieta's killing it. Lance is back. He's doing great. Blanco's doing like your pitching staff is so deep where you can afford to trade Framber for a big bat. I think you're either on that end of the spectrum or you're on the other end of the spectrum where the team is not making the playoffs and you trade Framber for prospects. But I think anything in between where you're like, which is probably most likely, where you're a good team, you're on the track for the playoffs, but you can't afford to trade your ace, then, obviously you keep them. So I think that's the range, and we'll see where it goes.
I also think the other side is like you have to have a lot of variables of everything has to be right in that situation or wrong, where I think you just got to keep them. I think that's the 90% going down. Likelihood. Yeah, potentially throws a damper in the margins there.
I think Lance is technically your biggest catalyst for whether you keep Framber or not. Because if Lance is healthy, and by July, mid-July, if Lance is healthy and shoving,
he's a front end guy. Yeah,
then like you have 3 or 4 kind of top end guys on your rotation.
Well, I also think that if you get Framber, Hunter, Spencer, Lance, Ronell, that pushes Hayden to the pin to be your bridge guy, or Ronell goes in as your bridge guy. Whoever that, you only need 4 arms in the playoffs, starting pitching wise. And if you have a surplus of 6 or 7 starting pitching, that's all the questions of, hey, the Achilles heel of the Astros may be the middle bullpen, which until Whitley's back, until Ort's back, we still got to see Scott. We've got to see Montero. Like, there's still a lot of variables of that middle to get to the elite back end. But if you're in the playoffs and you take the surplus of those starting pitching and you push them into the pin, all of a sudden your Achilles heel is pretty strong. So I'm operating APM as Garcia is going to be Dunzo. Anytime there's a second opinion, language being thrown around, it's not good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, is there Christian Javier? Like this?
Yeah, I also have him looming too.
Yeah.
Is he a potential? I hate to say it. Is he a potential trade guy? Is there a team that sees him as like?
I don't think so.
Like if he,
unless his underlying stuff is so bad, and I looked it up. Javier's numbers, contract wise, don't start kicking in until next year. Pull it up
I mean, I don't think they would, but I just mean like to win this year. Does a team willing to take him on?
So when Javier signed that 5 for 64, right? His base salary this year is 10.4.
Hell of a save.
It's backloaded. So next year, Christian Javier is making $21.4 million. In 2027, Christian Javier is making $21.4 million. So in my mind is like, hey, unless there's a clean bill of health of every party saying he's ready to go, I don't think they bring him back
this year.
Because if he goes down again, right?
I don't think you risk it.
You have $43 million, $42.8 million in dead money. Because if he would go down again this year, knock on wood, hopefully not, he'd miss his 29 year and his 30 year. So
no, I think they essentially view Javier at this point as the Framber replacement in your rotation for next year.
Yeah.
Love the at-bats yesterday.
Should they have given Framber a contract over Javier? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Not because Framber would have cost more.
No.
And
we know too. We can have the Framber conversation in the offseason.
Are we ever going to have that conversation?
I will have that conversation
publicly
on this platform.
Okay. When do we end up trading back for Bregman?
Actually, the better question is when do we trade Cam Smith for Justin Verlander? at the deadline. I know we joke about it, but I have PTSD of just please don't even consider
please don't
that.
do that. Just rip away.
Yeah.
They did it with Joey Lopes last year, which
Kikuchi. I was a Kikuchi guy.
I was but like giving us hope and of a young prospect and ripping it away. Let's end it with one last thing, discussing the baseballs on the train. Back of the train is now baseballs. How do you feel about that? Yeah, it was mixed reviews on Twitter from what I could tell. I think it's very safe.
Yeah,
they didn't take any of our ideas, and
they didn't. I thought Mr. Freeze was going to be up there. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm just like, eh.
It's one of those things where it's like
everyone made it out to be way bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. Like nothing changed with the train, and they just added.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna at least add some other elements or something.
Yeah, there was.
It just seems like that could have been what it was from the beginning, and
we're
just been like whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole.
And do each of the baseball? I didn't see
Fort Knox shit we were doing. I think they just put stickers on them.
Yeah, was it just more corporate?
No, I think it was Astro.
Okay, that's good. 25th. I thought it was a bunch of corporate logos. I'm like, all right.
I did like the new mural. The mural was sick.
The mural was sick.
I like that a lot.
They always kill it with that.
APM Gilbert hasn't been doing much for the Mets. Yeah, I could say I've said it before. I'll say it again. Getting out of that Gilbert thing, he was a waste of a first round pick. He's not going to be it. Clifford, though, is the one that hurt because he spent so much money to get him off his Vanderbilt scholarship.
Let Junior in.
Gabe, open the door. Thank you, Gabe. Sorry for yelling. I was in that mood of manning. That was mean. Gabe, please open the door.
I would rather have been terrified by the Titan mascot, at least. Well, that would have been funny. Yeah, was that mascot around?
The raindrop?
The raindrop?
Teardrop?
I didn't see it.
No,
yesterday. Does it have a name?
I think he had an official name. I didn't pay attention.
Know what it is.
So,
yeah. I mean, I think it was mixed reviews. I wish it was something cooler. I also don't hate it. It's just kind of like, it's very corporate. Like, hey, it's baseballs on a train.
Here's your pizza party.
Yeah. Here's your cool thing.
You guys had such a great quarter. Here's your pizza party.
Yeah, it's nothing like.
So did.
It's nothing like sometimes I wish we had I guess I don't know if balls is the right word of a business to have something, like the Philly Fanatic, who's like just weird. And I mean, Orbit does great stuff. I
love Orbit.
But I don't mean mascot specifically. I just mean other stadiums and teams have these weird quirks that are
I'm glad we don't.
Silly and fun.
I'm glad we don't.
See,
I don't need that circus. I don't need that circus.
I'm just saying,
if I'm buying a ticket to the circus,
character.
I want to see it on the diamond.
I want something with character in my stadium. And the Astros they've had a ton of character. Not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, they have train tracks in left field.
I'm worried about gold pennants.
I know what you're.
I'm worried about
pennants. I'm also worried. I also want that, but I also want give my team some.
I don't need some circus. I don't need Barnum and Bailey's. I need gold pennants.
You were happy with the baseballs?
No, I was just indifferent. I was just like, why do we make this a big deal?
Yeah, it shouldn't have been such a big deal. That they should have just revealed that in the off season and been like, here it is.
Why you buzzkill this? Because I want to call the mayor and I want to walk down Louisiana Street.
All right,
that's my mindset.
I'm gonna make that graphic. And when we're before we go to the parade next fall, where should we go?
That's good. That was actually really good. Caught me off guard. Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint, Big City Wings. Shout out to Sam. We went to the game together yesterday. They killed it. Their Edo location was bumping. If you're in Edo on navigation and you didn't go to Nifas or Tempo, go to Big City Wings. Edo on nav. You're right there by the ballpark. Any location, look at bigcitywings.com or go to their socials, Big City Wings. Find one nearest you. Shout out to Zing Zang, you Zing, we Zang. Before the pregame, the boys were pre-gaming. The pregame was Zing Zang, ready to drink cocktails. Right here, you have the Blazing Bloody Mary mix. You have the Margarita mix. And shout out to Kobe Stevens, KobeStevens.com. If you're going out to the Houston Open, throw on some Kobe Stevens. Throw on your best throw on your best. I'll be out there, my Kobe Stevens gear, watching Scotty Scheffler and hopefully Rory if he makes a cut. So, yeah, all in all,
Rory's not making the cut.
He's chasing. I think he's chasing the cut line like 3 strokes.
Oh damn,
he hasn't teed off yet. So, if you're going to the game, you see the boys, say hello. Sugarland Opening Day as well.
Day. A lot of stuff happening this weekend.
Roughnecks, Sabercats, Houston Open. The Astros go for the series win tonight. Hunter Brown on the bump, plus 2,500. Cy Young, Hunter Brown.
If all this stuff wasn't happening at the same time, I want to find a day where
I'm overstimulated, but with all this stuff going on.
I want to find a day where I really love to like go to a like noon Astros game and then go to an afternoon Rockets game and then go to like try and hit as many as we can, make it a whole thing.
Yeah,
it's just tough. A lot of them start at the same time.
Yeah, but that's it for our live Friday show. Everyone, thanks for tapping in. Hit that like, subscribe button. If you haven't seen it, we did positional breakdowns. We did the season preview on our YouTube channel.
Dash tonight.
Houston Dash tonight. So, yeah, appreciate the support. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And tell a friend, tell a friend. And that's all you.
Keep an eye on our socials for us posting about it.
New Shirt Sunday.
All right.
Peace. Love you guys.
Go Astros.